Welcome back to TMI, the Minecraft interview channel where I interview Minecraft creators to see where they started and what keeps them going. In this video, we interview Minecraft storyteller ElixerMV. Please enjoy. First, do you want to introduce yourself for people who might not know who you are?
Yeah, sure. Hey, I'm ElixerMV. I'm a small Minecraft YouTuber, and I tend to make more kind of Let's Play Hermitcraft style videos with a bit of storytelling sprinkled in. It's a pleasure to be on your little interview show.
I say we range into questions. First question I have is, how did you get the name ElixerMV?
Okay, this is a long one. So I actually used to make AMVs, if you know what that is, like back in the day. Specifically, I was like kind of known in the Eddsworld community of all things. And I had a separate channel. It was called the Kirby Remixer for some reason. And eventually I realized that's stupid. I want to rebrand that. And I just kind of thought about it, and I mixed my IRL name, Ella, and Remixer into one word, and I got Elixir, which obviously also sounds like potion. And yeah, eventually I kind of like separated myself from the from the anime stuff, but my handle, Elixir, is kind of hard to get on most platforms, so I typically added the MV to the back of it, and no matter what I do, I can't really like shake that off. So I've just kind of been going as ElixerMV, but it's mostly been like Elixir. My friends call me Elixir in recordings. People just go, "Oh, Elixir." So for the most part, I consider myself just to be Elixir. That's how I introduce my channel and such. And I do have like the YouTube at and stuff pinned down, so if I ever do want to drop the MV, I can. It's more so just I don't have the ad on Twitter, but at the rate Twitter's going, who knows how long that platform will stay around, am I right?
That's very true. It's definitely a change of content from AMVs to what you have now.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot more gratifying. I got into a bit of like a slump, not a slump, but I got to like a point where the things I was doing were so overproduced that it would take me like a month to get maybe like 40-50 seconds of video, and I just kind of threw in the towel at a certain point.
Oh, that's interesting, actually.
Yeah, I bet you didn't get a story like that yet.
No, I haven't. Thank you.
No. Instant side tangent on the first question, sorry.
No, that's great. The more information, the better. This is an interview. What made you want to do content?
Well, I've always kind of had that like dog in me, from like a young age. Like ever since I was like 8, I think I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. And now I'm in my 20s, and I'm like, yeah, I want to be a YouTuber. Like, I'm delusional like that. But I'll talk more so about like Minecraft specifically. It was back during COVID. I was playing on a Create Mod server with some of my IRL friends. Something about like my time with Minecraft prior to that, like I played Minecraft, but I didn't like play Minecraft, if that makes sense. Like I would always just kind of like chop wood, build a house that was ugly, and then kind of breeze through the game, and I would never like beat the Ender Dragon. My friends would always like do all of that for me. But for some reason on this server, like I actually sat down, I played Minecraft, like I was interacting with things like shulker boxes for like the first time, and I got really hooked just in the loop of like starting a project, whether it be like a factory to automate something or just a cosmetic thing like a big wall. And it just kind of became like such a healing experience for my soul during the pandemic, to the point where one of my IRLs that I met just kind of reached out to me because had been a while, going, oh, I want to just talk over like Discord. Do you want to like call and catch up? And I was like, yeah, sure. And she was talking to me, and it was like roughly around the time me and my IRLs were kind of like finishing up on this server. She was like, yeah, so I have like a streaming server that I own for Minecraft YouTubers. and she was just telling me about like some of the people on the server, one of which being Datra, one of my very close friends now, which is a bit goofy. She like had me just come on the server offline. She didn't know like I streamed or anything, and I didn't really stream much at the time. Like I streamed a tiny bit under like my AMV like umbrella, YouTube streaming, and then I moved it to like Twitch for like a tiny bit, but like it didn't really pan out back then, and all the content I made during that era has been delisted, and this is probably my first time ever mentioning that there's even content that I made before I got into the current like sphere I'm in. But yeah, that server was called Off-Brand SMP, and I thought a fun way to come back to streaming, because it was once again the pandemic and I wasn't doing much, was to like, it was like the appeal of the title of the video alone of I crashed this SMP or I joined this SMP uninvited. But basically I didn't tell anybody like associated with the server, not even like my one friend who owns the server, so I was like fine at the end of the day. But I basically just joined, started streaming for the first time in forever, and I was just kind of causing chaos in that kind of, in the way you kind of did like back then, I guess. Like it was a lot less like true to myself, and more so I was trying to be funny, I was trying to be entertaining. I was doing bits constantly, when like today I kind of see myself more, when I'm doing bits, it's kind of like storytelling bits and like more serious as opposed to like comedy. I'll get more onto that later maybe. But yeah, anyways, from that point, my friend was like, yeah, that was awesome, by the way, like could you keep streaming on the server? And I was like, yeah, sure. And the rest is kind of history, because I met my good friend Datra, and through one way or another I've just kind of been stringed along with her throughout this like journey, where if she gets somewhere I get somewhere. So the Monkeys live SMP to I made my own server called Adventurers at one point, and then I eventually ended up in the palm of Redacted SMP. But I'm like getting like way ahead of the questions, so I'll just cut myself off there. But yeah, no, it's basically, it's kind of ebbed and flowed very naturally since I like have gotten myself into this game.
That was a very great story to tell.
My bad, I'm fluent in Japanese.
Japanese. Who inspired you to do content?
There's the honest answer, and then there's the answer that's like true today. The honest answer is a man who shall not be named. Let's just say he did some bad things. Used to have a band. If you know, you know. If you don't, good. But
I do know.
I really liked their stuff. I like started just kind of seeking out Minecraft content while I was like getting into the game, and I stumbled upon that, and I was like, oh wow, this is cool. And then yeah, I just kind of binged that catalog, and that kind of more less serious, funny, you know, like classic MCYT. I say classic, but it was like 2019, but still. That kind of older MCYT like vibe during the pandemic. I kind of based my content around that, where it's a bit more like sensational and view grabbing than like true to myself, I guess. But I did that for like a tiny bit, like 2 videos like that. I crashed an SMP thing, and then I did this like Minecraft butt video around the world border, both of which have been unlisted now, but I think you can still access them somewhere maybe. I couldn't be quite sure. Yeah, as like I got more into the game, it kind of like dawned on me that these people weren't like as into Minecraft as they were into kind of more so the fame and popularity that came with Minecraft, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to like describe, but basically I kind of stumbled into Hermitcraft, which is a server with like a lot of Minecraft veterans, and everybody on the server just kind of adores the game. A lot of them are either really good at building, really good at redstone, and through just my discovery of Hermitcraft, I found a creator called Good Times with Scar, and he's been one of my biggest inspirations ever since. I just kind of like, I chase the kind of content he makes, where it's like, it just kind of like mends my soul. It's really comfy, and it's I can't even like begin to describe it. It's just like absolutely spectacular, and I just strive to make content to like a similar level of him, where like the quality of like the gameplay like speaks for itself, and you don't need like super hyper focused editing to like keep the audience engaged. It's just you're able to just like play the game, play it well, and play it in a way that's like true to yourself, makes you excited, and translates like across camera. And I like to think what I do like hopefully translates well across camera. Outside of that, Green would be honorable mention, because we recently wrapped up a series called Deathload, which is based on the Life series. So I'd be missed not to mention him. And Pearlescent Moon is also quite a big source of inspiration. And Shovel as well. But yeah, that's about it.
Great. That person that Shanafi mentioned, I also had some good inspiration from. They make good music. Not anymore, but they did. That's all I gotta say about that. Why'd you want to do Minecraft content?
Minecraft content. I kind of got into this like in the first question, but I just really fell in love with the game of Minecraft, and with Minecraft content seemed like an easier endeavor. And to be fair, it is an easier endeavor than like highly condensed like editing. It's like a lot more chilled. You can just like drop a clip, add music under it, and just let it play at some point. My production value has gone a lot higher with it since then, and what that initial appeal has admittedly faded a bit as I've just upped the special effects and stuff. But I still try to keep it to like a relative like, minimum, because it eats at like production time like no tomorrow. But yeah, it was just kind of because I fell in love with it, really. I adore Minecraft like no other game. It's very quickly just become my favorite game of all time. Although I'm not too much of a gamer myself, I kind of play Nintendo and Minecraft, and that's about it.
That's nice. What was your reaction when your channel hit 1,000 subscribers?
1,000. That's a good question, because it was. So I was kind of like in this weird like rut where I was at like 100, 300 subscribers for like the longest time, despite like my efforts to kind of like quote unquote clout chase, I suppose. I wasn't really ending up on like any algorithms or anything. That kind of changed with Redacted, but I feel like that's more so like thing of connections rather than the algorithm like boosting me. It's the Redacted SMP playlist, to be like blunt about it, which is owned by my good friend and the server owner Garfield, who's also the largest YouTuber among all of us. So when he had like all our videos like in his playlist, going, this is like the full Redacted SMP timeline in order, and I dropped my video, which I dropped my video like pretty late. It was like 5-6 months into the server's lifespan, and I've yet to drop my second video because they're very demanding production wise, because the quality ceiling is a lot higher on a Redacted video than any other kind of video that we can make. But yeah, essentially I got to this point through I kind of was playing the Twitch game for a while, and I had like a lot more eyes on me there, but then like I kind of went back to like my roots of I prefer YouTube. I like YouTube more. I like being able to like edit what I'm doing, condense down like the parts I feel are boring, and just like create like a nice condensed package, but not like so condensed that it's like Mr. Beast-ified. Just like, you know, skipping out the grinding, which you can't really like click a button to skip the grind on stream unless you're playing creative, and no one wants to really watch that. At least I think so. I don't know. Maybe people do want to see creative building streams. Yeah, the general thing is it was just that playlist I owe like a lot of the new eyes to. I dropped that video, and then I just kind of had like a lot of passive like viewership after that point, and that's still my most popular video by like a long shot. Like it's consistently kind of top performing unless like I've uploaded within like the last 2 or 3 weeks. And yeah, it was just during this the Elixir Dark Era. I've just dubbed that term now, but it was just basically a period of time where I hadn't uploaded for like 6 or 8 months for like various reasons. I finished up college, there was burnout, and then redacted SMP is like a very intimidating thing, and it was like the only kind of content that we had to look to. But yeah, from there we kind of found Death Vote, and that was got me like back in the swing of things. But yeah, I kind of hit like 1K around just a time where I wasn't uploading, and it was very unceremonious. I think I wasn't even paying attention. It was Garfield who went, "By the way, Elixir, you hit like 1K on YouTube," and I was like, "Wait, what?" And I needed to like screenshot it really quickly and just make like a thank you post on Twitter and my community tab.
Speaking of your channel, what is your most favorite video you made and your least favorite video you made?
Okay, that's a good question. Give me a second as I pull up my channel. What is it? My favorite video I've made?
And your least favorite?
Yeah, I'll start with my favorite just because that's a little easier. It's like picking your favorite child. Honestly, this video isn't out yet, but it might be out by the time this comes out. If it is out, it's very fresh, but Death Vote episode 4 would be one of my favorites. I really like the storytelling. But if we're talking about what's out as of recording, it will have to be either my redacted SMP video or Celestial Craft episode 2. I'm a big fan of, which is like a weird one, but regardless. In terms of least favorite, that's a good question. Outskirts episode 4 or Outskirts episode 1? It was probably Outskirts episode 1 is my least favorite, just because it's a little rougher around the edges. It's not very well cut. But I'm still like a fan of it. As I said, like the videos that I really don't like, I end up like unlisting. So technically the correct answer would be I crashed this Minecraft SMP. Would be like my least favorite. But it's not like listed anywhere, so I don't really count that. And if we count like live streams, then that's like an entirely different ball game, and I have a very easy out of just like a bad streaming day because I'm a YouTube streamer. Yeah, I'd say favorite redacted SMP, least favorite Outskirts 1. That's my final answer, but there's nuance to that.
Do you have any future plans for your channel and or content?
Oh boy, I have way too many. To the point where it's like a bit like way too much that like I don't know what to do with myself. And obviously I think I want to get like 2. No, I don't want to be caught on camera saying any of this because I'm like a real devil for promising things and then never delivering. At least in a timely manner, that is. I do deliver eventually. Wrapping up Death Vote is top priority right now and will probably be done by the end of the month, which is nice. Beyond that, my next priority would be another redacted upload. And then we have a server called Better SMP coming up. I want to do like a 8 to 12 episode mini-series on that. And from there, probably another redacted video. And if Celestial Craft kind of crops itself up as like something I can do again, I'll definitely like kind of tunnel vision on that because that's definitely my favorite series out of everything that I have on my channel. Yeah, the plans with like Celestial Craft specifically are very, very deep, and it's essentially like a platform for my 2 favorite things, storytelling and playing Minecraft to like a decent like extent.
Well, Elixir, those were all the questions I had for you.
Oh.
Thank you for the very detailed and descriptive answers. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. Everyone should subscribe to Elixir.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.